Hello everyone. Today I would like to provide information about the pros and cons of stricter gun laws. With the recent election, there are many things that were discussed and debated. Out of all the many things, there was one that stood out to me the most, and that was gun control, and the discussion of whether controlling gun usage would involve stricter gun laws. Gun control laws regulate the possession of purchase of firearms, including the types of guns that may be owned, waiting periods required for purchase, and classification of persons who are prohibited from owning firearms. One of the pros of gun control would be gun control laws protect children and families. When you think of guns, you usually think of protection, but recently guns have become something that does more harm than good. There were 464,033 total gun deaths between 1999 and 2013. Of those deaths, 270,237 were suicides, 773 homicides, and 983 unintentional deaths. David from Daily Beast and CNN contributor stated, American children under age 15 were 9 times more likely to die of gun accidents than children in other advanced wealthy countries. More gun control leads to fewer suicides. Permanent restrictions and bans on sales to minors were the most effective of the regulations analyzed when deciding gun control. With stricter gun control laws, we can protect future generations. Another pro would be background checks will keep guns away out of the hands of people who should not have them. When purchasing a gun, background checks are very important. Guns don't kill, people do. It is important that we keep guns out of hands that use them for the wrong purposes. If you are a law-abiding citizen, this should not affect you in any way. Although it won't deplete the issue for certain, it can possibly reduce the amount of criminals who purchase guns for the wrong reason. Background checks are in place to ensure stability to patrons who will be handling this weapon. Another pro would be stricter gun control laws could have prevented 70 mass shootings in the United States in the last 30 years. A Guardian analysis of the 20 shootings with the most fatalities in 2015 found that the most gunmen obtained their weapons legally. But if tougher gun laws were in place, many of these mass shootings could have been less likely to have happened. In 9 out of 12 cases where information was available, tougher laws could have prevented killers from obtaining these weapons in the first place. Under U.S. law, however, some of the killers should have never been able to make these seemingly legal purchases. Since he had previously admitted to drug possession, Dylan Roof should have never been able to buy the .45 caliber he used to kill 9 people in the Charleston church. Cons of gun control. The first con would be the right to bear arms for self-defense is protected in all states as well as the U.S. Constitution. Many people fear that their Second Amendment will be taken away from them, taking away their rights. New gun laws seem to be taking away the right to bear arms from many citizens who would not qualify in other way. Stricter gun laws causes more people to not be eligible to purchase or possess a gun because of the results from a background check. John R. Locke, Jr., Ph.D. gun rights activist, stated, the problem with the gun control laws is that they take away guns from law-abiding citizens while would-be criminals ignore them. These laws also make it harder for hunters who would use assault rifles. According to a February 2013 Pew Research report, 30% of gun owners own guns for hunting and 7% own them for target or sport shooting. With these regulations, they are not able to use their assault rifles when hunting. Another con of gun control would be violent crime will still happen whether there's laws or not. Stricter laws will not solve the violence problem. Of 62 mass shootings in the United States between 1982 and 2012, 49 of the shooters used legally obtained guns. Collectively, 143 guns were possessed by the killers, with about 70% obtained legally. As mentioned before, 20 shootings with the most fatalities in 2015 found that most gunmen obtained their weapons legally. So what can stricter gun laws do to prevent the people who legally carry weapons from starting violence? Stricter gun laws are not what's needed. More education about guns and gun safety would be more effective. Heidi Sifley, former program manager of the NRA's Eddie Eagle Gun Safe program, stated, gun education is the best way to save young lives. Knowing how to be safe around a gun, what to do when handling a gun, makes it easier when being faced when you need to use a gun. Another con would be widely supported gun bans don't deter crime. Criminals will obtain weapons with or without the law. They can be stolen, they can be bought in the black market. Criminals don't obey the law, so making more of the laws has no purpose. Mexico has the strictest gun control laws in the world, and yet in 2012, Mexico had 11,309 gun murders compared to the United States, who had only 9,146. Banning high-capacity magazines will not necessarily deter crime, but because even small gun magazines can be changed in seconds. The gun show loophole is virtually non-existent because commercial dealers who sell the majority of guns at shows and elsewhere are bound already by strict federal laws. Here are the political aspects of this decision. The Democratic Party believes that stricter gun laws can reduce violence. The right will not be taken away, but will be open to a smaller group of people who obey the law. They also believe in reauthorizing assault weapons ban and to close gun show loopholes. The Republican Party believes